What's up, fool?
Hey, what's up, Till? It's like, how you liking it in Indiana?
You know what? It's slow motion, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. It's like going from California to Houston and then now here.
Yeah.
I just like that it's laid back, man. It's like
Man, I hear you. It's
Cali.
I see the trip. The trip. You made a plaque on the trip about the trip.
Oh, someone that worked over at the Goodwill in Houston didn't even
Yeah.
work directly for me or nothing, but one of my going away things, she was like, "My
Mhm.
kids made you this." I was like, "What?" I was like, "Oh, that's going up in my office." I came over here to work because my daughter is running around making noise. I was like, "Let me run to the office, man." So at least it's quiet. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's like, man, I'm happy you put developed a platform for this, man, because there's some shit that needs to be heard, man.
Uh, you know, I've been wanting to do it for a while, and I've been doing my podcast, but yeah, man, I keep saying like, oh man, I'm gonna get someone on. I'm gonna get someone on. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just put that crap out there. Whoever wants to jump on, like, get a conversation going because people don't get it, man. They act like I was telling someone I even did a podcast on PTSD, and I was like, people don't get like that ain't just military. That's ex-felons,
Yeah.
that's police officers, that's victims of crime. That's like there's so many different people that go through mental issues, and we're out here trying to get our life back together, trying to get accepted. And
Yeah.
there's triggers for us too,
Oh
and
yeah. Yeah. I have the PTSD.
you
I
know,
mean, like, no, seriously, I am seeing a therapist because
I
there's some
need
shit
to.
that freaks me out for no good reason.
Yeah. Hey, man, it like when I first got out, it took me a while before I was comfortable going places and stuff. Like I, I, I never forget. I was amazed just watching people walking around looking at their phone. I was like, damn, how are you just gonna walk around and not know what's going on? Like
Yeah. It's
crazy.
like, man, people are like not looking around. It's like you're so comfortable. You walking down you crossing the street.
Not even looking.
Yeah, it's like, people could run you over, not let alone acts of violence, just run you over. And you're so certain that you are safe. And that was, I mean, that was a big issue for me too. I mean, like, because I was trying to tell somebody, it's like, I see these yellow lines and it's perfectly normal to you. I'm freaking out over it. I'm hesitating. I mean, look, my wife will testify. Says I wasn't jaywalking. Like I was scared to jaywalk. Like, what I mean? Like, and these are things that are real that people that has been incarcerated has to deal with, but there's no resources or help for it.
No,
You know what I
and,
mean?
and
There's
and don't
nothing.
nobody care, man. I mean, I even working in nonprofit and being around a bunch of other people that either maybe have been in jail or maybe addiction or whatever, maybe homelessness, so they got their own issues going on. People just don't get it, and I mean, I'm an executive now, but like, I I they wouldn't give me this job for so many years because of my background, and I'm like, that's what this business is all about. And
Really?
and how are we going to sit here and say we're doing something for these people? I'm one of
Mhm.
them, but you only let me get so high, right?
Yeah.
And I got more education than most of the executives that I work with, so it's
You got your masters, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
that's what
I'm
I'm
thinking about
saying.
going to get my doctorate now, but I'm like, does it matter?
Yeah.
you know
I mean, you get to a point, the doctor, it's just for like bragging rights. You know what I mean?
Right?
It's like,
Yeah. I mean, even I tell people right now the 2 degrees I got, they're pieces of paper, man.
yeah,
They don't do anything for me except for I get to say I got a master's degree. Big deal, man.
yeah. I mean, one of the issues that I have, and because I have a lot of friends and stuff, and I see a lot of social media and stuff like that, and I get it. I mean, they sincerely, feel that there's a need to help people, but one of the things that people that haven't been incarcerated for a long time won't understand is the actual need of the person. Because one of the things that, like, I mean, we don't like asking nobody for help.
Nope.
You
Nope.
know, it's like nobody. Even if we desperately need help, we're not asking. And they're not asking the right questions to actually get people to say, like, look, I need some help. You
Right.
know, it's like I mean,
100%,
because
man.
you know, and that's a problem. I mean, I see Goodwill does good work, you know, but it's so broad.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's so broad that it really can't help that individual that has special needs. You know, like certain needs that has to be directly at them. And
Yep.
but I get it. I mean, it's like, yeah, how do you do that? And I think it takes somebody to be like I was talking to somebody, buddy of mine, Darius.
Uh,
He wants to start his own thing, and I was like, yeah, because he was a lifer. You know, I mean, it's like you
right.
understood having, it's like, well, people that didn't have life don't understand that hopelessness. You know, you can't take that away. Once it's like I said, I mean, it's like getting AIDS. Once you got it, you got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah,
like,
I remember when I first got convicted, and my first 5 years being a lifer, I was like, this is just home. I ain't going nowhere. Like I'm just gonna make the
right?
best out of it, right? Because
Yeah,
all I saw was examples of no matter how good you do, you ain't gonna get a date. So
yeah.
screw it. And then when my conviction got overturned, I didn't really believe it, man.
It really,
And I'm like, even now that I got a date, I was like, are they gonna let me out? Like
yeah, yeah.
and they changed my release date like 5, 6 different times, and I was just like, man, if they come get me, they come get me, man. I'm not even thinking about it that way, but it was weird, man. It was I I don't know. I never forget over on One Yard, people were literally getting on me as a new lifer on the yard, and they were like, "Why are you walking around all happy?" And I'm like, man, this is way better than county jail in San
Hmm.
Quentin. Like, I'm just happy I can get a TV and a radio, and like I can get a job and get out to yard.
Yes.
Like, I'm happy, man.
Uh,
But and then people got on me because I was like, man, I'm gonna head back to the house. Man, that ain't your house. This prison. I'm like, homie, I don't know about you, but I ain't going. This is home. Like, it's a wrap for me. Like, I need to make the best. Like, I'm trying to have my mind okay. Like, and it wasn't until I went to the hole, man, that I really came to grips with I'm just gonna make the best no matter what. And I don't care if they take everything from me, strip me down to my box. Just like uh, give me a book or a piece of paper and a pencil, I'll draw, man. I'm gonna figure it out though. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And
I,
as much as I hated going to the hole, I'm glad I went.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I remember clearly um, when I first landed on yard. I was in now. When I was like, it took me like close to a year to come out the insanity, except the fact that this is it, you know. And then the acceptance. This is it. This is my life. What am I going to do with it? You know. And honestly, I'm sad. It saddens me to say that I was so productive. I was more productive when I was locked up than I am now.
See, but and I'm gonna tell you, right? So I was going into San Quentin speaking like 2, 3 times a year, right? That was one of the last speeches I gave in there, like a commencement speech for guys that had just finished a program they were about to get out. and the more I thought about it and everything, what's up, Kevin? I was like, you know what, man? I was like, I gotta be real with y'all, man. I gotta be real with y'all. Like, I've done time with some of you guys, and I'm really hopeful that you lifers are really gonna get out, but I gotta be real, man. It's better in here. And everyone was like, what? And I'm like, man, y'all ain't got no rent. You ain't
Yeah,
got to worry about no one cutting your lights off. Worst case scenario, I know the medical, you think it sucks. Man, it sucks
it's
out here,
awesome.
man. I'm like, man, you got dental. You got, like, worst case scenario, they will freaking drop a helicopter on the yard. You ain't getting that out
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Like,
You're lucky.
right? And
Yeah.
people are like, what? And I'm like, I'm being serious. I go, here's the other thing. You guys have an opportunity inside to be so focused. There are so many damn distractions out here, whether it be women,
Yeah.
whether it be video games, cell phones,
Yep.
movies, people trying to tell you that you need to go out and live your life,
Yeah.
then you really need to stay focused, because that's what's going to keep you clean, out of prison, you know, et cetera, et cetera. And people are just like, damn, I would have never thought that's what you'd be talking about. And I'm like, you know what? The more I come in here, the more I realize I don't want you guys to think it's just going to be easy. It's a cakewalk when you hell.
It's harder.
It's hard.
It's harder. It's hard. I mean, it is too much chaos and too much distractions out here.
Yeah.